Willie D Live.
What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you represent. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the like, smash up the like, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way, you will be in the loop. And we are waiting to sync in with the simulcast on Facebook. It looks like 3, 2, and 1. We are simulcasting on Facebook. So, fam, I'm sure you've heard it by now that the Mexican cartel allegedly has put a tiered bounty on ICE agents in America. Yeah, fam. Cartel say we're tired of y'all handling our people any kind of way. So since y'all want to be like that, we want to be like this. Yeah, man. Check out it.
Tensions across the country over immigration raids. The city of Los Angeles has now declared a state of emergency.
In Chicago, a confrontation between immigration officers and residents was captured on camera. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest on the political fallout.
A dramatic clash caught on camera between federal immigration officers and people in Chicago. Homeland Security officials say an undocumented immigrant inside this vehicle tried to flee from arrest, ramming into a Border Patrol vehicle and triggering a pursuit. Agents purposely crashing into the SUV to stop it. Two people then fled on foot. A crowd at the scene growing hostile, throwing objects, agents firing tear gas. Border Patrol officials saying this incident is not isolated and reflects a growing and dangerous trend of illegal aliens violently resisting arrest and agitators and criminals ramming cars into our law enforcement officers. And Homeland Security officials say Mexican cartels now are attempting to track, harass, and target immigration and Border Patrol agents. The department warning cartels are offering $2,000 for gathering intelligence on federal officials and their families, $5,000 to $10,000 for kidnapping or non-lethal assaults, and up to $50,000 for the assassination of high-ranking officials.
We're hardening all of our buildings and making sure that we have more security measures, snipers on the roof, people to protect our law enforcement while they're out there on the streets.
And in Los Angeles, a state of emergency declared over the raids, allowing officials to offer rent relief to immigrants who are not going to work out of fear, and also small businesses impacted by the raids. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
So there it is, fam. I guess this is to be expected. I mean, the way that they are handling people, not just illegal immigrants. Remember, fam, they are handling law-abiding American citizens the same way. I mean, this has gotten all the way out of control. And it just seems like this is what they had to want, because these guys that are hitting the streets, they have no tact. They have no compassion. They're just going in, snatching people, beating people up, shooting people, doing whatever, cussing people out. I mean, I've heard them talking to people like dogs, fam. These are tax-paying American citizens. They're handling American citizens like they would handle, somebody at a time of war in a foreign nation. This is not just illegal immigrants they're doing this to. They're also doing this to American citizens. Like, I get it, man. You got a job to do. You got to go in and get the illegals so you can deport them. I got it. That's your job. You got to go do it. You got to go do your job. Get it. But if you have to break the law to enforce the law, then where does it end? Where's the stop? Where does it stop? If you can break the law to enforce the law, where does it stop? At all times, I would think that The onus would be on law enforcement to operate above criminals at all times. But you know, they often justify that in order to catch a criminal or to act or in order to take down a criminal, you have to behave like a criminal. You have to be, but they're not just behaving like criminals, they have become criminals. So it's a culture. It's a grim irony that ICE was hunting and now they're the hunted. Interesting. It's very, very interesting. But here's the deal, fam. Like, you have those who say, well, you know, the cartels offering a bounty on ICE agents. That's messed up. You know, that's a direct act of terrorism against U.S. law enforcement. And you got those who say it signals that organized crime feels emboldened enough to openly challenge a federal agency. That's a problem. The trip part is that there ain't a whole lot of Americans who have empathy for these guys just because of the way that they're out there behaving. They're going out there, I know in their mind, they're thinking that the people are the animals and the savages. But if I watch the two, they seem to behave more like the animals and the savages to me. Well, you got people that, well, you know, that's not just a threat to the agents. It's a threat to our national security. You know, it's a national security issue. You know, cartels going around threatening U.S. government personnel like rival gang members, man, we can't have that. You know, that could escalate into violence, retaliation, and international incidents. It almost seems like that's what they want because they don't have any tact. There is no compassion. And they're arresting people without warrants. They're pulling up on people, arresting people without warrants. The irony is that ICE agents who are supposed to be hunting down cartel members suddenly find themselves being hunted. It's like the big role reversal, you know? If it wasn't so dangerous, it would sound like a plot of a gritty action movie. The humor comes from the absurdity of how out of hand things have gotten. Government versus cartel turning into a Wild Wild West bounty standoff instead of law enforcement versus criminals. But this is what happens when you have law enforcement behaving like criminals. I do believe if these guys were just going in and making these arrests in a civilized manner, I think you can do this, be aggressive, and still do your job and with decency and integrity. But it's like a lot of these guys, they're overdoing it. They're going overboard. And it's like they've been given the green light to be as disrespectful as possible. And where do these guys come from? So it can't keep going at this rate no matter what. So when this does end, when the onslaught does end, where does these type of guys go to let off that steam? They go to the streets. They go to the streets and unleash that energy on society. What's up, China? Vanessa Johnson in the building. What up? Yeah, this is bad business. Just for your information, fam, the Mexican president has refuted these claims that there's a bounty on ICE from the Mexican cartels. She said that, look, I don't know nothing about it. I don't know what y'all talking about. I have no knowledge of that. We're asking, we are putting the word out right now. If anybody has any knowledge of such, let us know. I don't know what they're going to do about it, because the Mexican cartel is not scared of the political parties at all. They're not afraid of politicians at all. They're not afraid of law enforcement at all. So I don't know what they're going to do about it. What are they going to do about it? If the Mexican cartel say, yeah, we said it, we meant it, and the fight go with it. Now what you going to do about it? What they going to do about it? What can they do about it if the Mexican cartel say, yeah, we said it, and we meant it? Now what y'all going to do about it? What could the Mexican president do about it? Because in Mexico, the cartel is stronger than the government. I mean, as far as I know, I mean, I'm just an American on the outside looking in. I ain't never even been to Mexico. But it just looks like to me, from where I sit, it looks like the Mexican cartel runs Mexico. And I do believe that the cartel runs runs America also. It's just do it in a different way. They just try to be a little bit more sneaky with it. They're not just as brass with it as the Mexican cartel. You know, when our cartel want to hit, you know, they take out entire countries. You know, yeah. You know, they send missiles in the middle of the ocean to kill people on boats. Yeah. Who said? Somebody said, let's just hope innocent people don't get hurt. Abiji radio. Innocent people always get hurt in these type of situations. So I'm going to sit back and see just how ICE and Trump and everybody else is going to deal with the Mexican cartel, because I'm sure this was not on the bingo card. Mexican cartel saying, you know, putting these tiered bounties out was not on the bingo card. So I want to see how that works out. Keita said, not our fight. Tell that to the people of Chicago that was in that project, the black people that was there and been in America all their lives, natural born citizens who were hog-tied and zip-tied and marched outside in the middle of the night butt naked. Tell that to them. Let me warn all the white people that's listening. They coming for y'all next. I'm telling you. They are coming for y'all next. All of this stuff that they're doing is just to consolidate power. It's all about consolidating power. You thinking that, oh, it's them. They're the reason why I don't have anything. They're the reason why my life is so short. They're the reason why they're the reason why I can't get affordable insurance. They're the reason why tuition is so high. They got you. They always make. This is the way American politics work. They always make you think it's somebody else's fault. Whatever it is that you need, what you want, they always make you believe it's somebody else's fault that you don't have it. Or whatever it is that you're trying to keep, they always make you believe that somebody else is trying to take it away from you. And if we don't stop that person, if you don't give us permission to stop that person, or if you don't approve of us stopping that person, then they're going to stop you. It's going to hurt you. And so you, with your uninformed ass, just sit back and watch the domino effect, and eventually, domino effect comes all the way around. Eventually, you're one of the dominoes that fall. That's how that goes. You still got people, apocalyptic minister. Check this out. To your point, you still got people in this country who turn on the television and believe everything they hear on Fox News, or believe everything they hear on CNN, or believe everything they hear on ABC, CBS, NBC, MSNBC. They believe everything they hear. I'm talking about slow. And if you think about it, it makes sense, because how many times have you seen people blindly follow these pastors? Pastor be like, come on, come here. I'm going to heal you. And the pastor go, and all of a sudden they jump up and the person start walking. They ain't walked in 100 years. Now they walking because the pastor touched them, told them, get up and walk. And you over there in the wheelchair, and you thinking it's going to happen for you. You thinking that pastor got that type of power. So you send the pastor the deed to your house. Watching how church folks behave really gives me keen insight on how many people out there are messed up in the head. I mean, really, like, retarded. It gives me a really good idea of how many people, because when you're watching some of these pastors, they have thousands of parishioners, thousands. And all of them just be following like robots. The pastor be all messed up. He got a reputation for sleeping around. He got a reputation for robbing people, stealing. He got a reputation for cussing in the pulpit, pimp slapping the deacons and sleeping with the women, all kinds of stuff. And they just be following like robots. And just sending that money. I'm like, damn, I need to get me a church. They're going to get the money away that easy. They just blindly follow them. So that gave me a lot of insight on really how many messed up people, how many people out there are messed up in the head, how many people out there who really need to be taking medication and who might be taking medication. It's in the millions. I mean, hundreds of millions. Watching the church people, and then watching people on the internet, how people on the internet move. Now I'm starting to think that perhaps most people in the world are evil, are bad, are slow, One or the other, all three, right? All of the above, you know. It just, I had more hope before the internet, though. I had more hope for humanity before the internet. I just don't know now, y'all. I just don't know. It's bad. It's really bad. When the people whose salary you pay have more power than you, you're doomed. You're done. When the people you pay, whose salary you pay, by way of your taxes, have more influence than you, you're done. When the people you pay have more rights than you, you're done. Because where else does that happen outside of law enforcement and the political arena? Where else does that happen? Nowhere. And that is because they're all on the same team and one needs the other to survive. Law enforcement is the goons for the oligarchy and for Congress and for your elected officials, your elected and appointed officials. Law enforcement are the goons. This is why you can't fix it. You can't fix it. Because if we got focused and started thinking more about the things we have in common as opposed to our differences, and I mean not just racial differences, but just all of our differences. If we were just to get focused and think about who's really sticking it to all of us, we turn our attention directly to these politicians, directly to them, and we'll go after their asses. So what the politicians do is make sure they got a nice buffer with law enforcement. Look, we some dirty motherfuckers. Boy, we be doing some dirty shit, man. Just in case if they ever try to try us, man, we got to make sure we got law enforcement in place. We got to make sure the military on point, because if they ever wake up, we out of here. We done. What I'm trying to say here, fam, is that we have more things in common than we have differences, right? Most of us would like to live in a nice house, drive a nice car, 2 or 3, wear some cool clothes. Some of us like jewelry, so we want to have some jewelry. We want to have some good kids, and we want to send our kids to good schools. We want to live in a good community. We want to have a nice job or career. This is most people in the world. This is what most people want. We want to have a good, healthy relationship. Whether we have one or not, that's what we wish for. We want one. We want to have a partner that loves us unconditionally. Most of us want to have good friends we can count on, right? When's the last time you heard somebody say, when's the last time you heard somebody that you think that you're polar opposites of say, man, I want some horrible fucking friends, man. I need some bad, horrible friends, man. I don't have any horrible friends. That's the problem, man. I just don't have any horrible friends, man. I need some bad friends, man. Just can't live. I mean, I'm just all these fucking friends of mine, they're all good, man. They're just good people, man. And it just pisses me off. Most of us, we want to have good, healthy friendships, good relationships, right? That's a lot of things in common. Most of us want to feel safe. We want to be safe, right? We want to feel safe, right? That's a lot of things in common. But they get us with this. Just focus on that. Keep them focused on that. The one thing that none of them can control, and the one thing that none of them can take credit for. You can take credit for creating your child, but you can't take credit for you, for your creation. That was your mom and your dad that did that. You can't even take credit for it. If you consider yourself to be an attractive person, you can't even take credit for that. Your mom and daddy did that. You didn't do that. So why do you think so much of yourself? I get it. Try to be proud, you know what I'm saying? Have some pride, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good for your energy. That's good. Everybody should have some pride, But we focus on way too much of the things that we have nothing to do with, the things that we have no control over. So if their job is, if they can keep us distracted, focus on the things that don't matter, they can stick it to us without us ever knowing that the penetration is even happening. It's a cold, cold game, man. Oh, they smart. They are smart. College initiatives, what it do? Craig Wagner. One. Oh, Pine Bluff is in here. Okay. Mark Moore. What it do, Mark? Bun M. Pan. MK. What's up, Gregory? Nicole Marks. TG. What up, T. Gallagher? T. Kona. Easter Wiley. What it do? DJ Rob Radio. What's up? Denzel Williams. Cool, lady, cool. Traylon Gaston. Connie. What's up? What's up, Judge Dredge? Carla Lewis. Talisha Perry. What's up? Isaac Williams. What is that? Flying High. HTTR. Pamela Hamilton. That's Pam with two M's. Pamela with two M's. Never seen that before. That's my time, fam. I appreciate y'all joining live. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. Y'all remember, the cartel has a tiered bounty on ICE. Who gonna warn ICE about that? If y'all see something, who gonna say something and warn ICE? You know it's un-American if you don't warn ICE. You got to warn ICE. Got to warn them. Who was that? Mark Moore. Appreciate you, Mark. I'll drop the C note in the box. That's what's up, fam. Till next time, enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. Ellie Harkless, what's up? T Nash. Darren Baxter. Tamara Morgan. Wendell Barnett. It's my time, fam. I appreciate y'all. Until next time.